Hi. Ladies and gentlemen, guten Tag and welcome to the first ever electro-videographical recording of myself. My name is Professor Baron Von Erasmus Ludwigg with one L and two G's, Spunkletrumpet. Now, my wife says that this is far too much of a mouthful for anyone, and she should know. So you can call me Spunky. Now you're probably wondering why a crusty old Teuton, like myself, is taking up valuable server space when I should be soiling myself in a home for fossilized oldie folk, or perhaps popping up a granite headstone in the local cemetery. Well, even if you're not, I'm going to tell you anyway. You see, for nearly 25 years now, I have been what I guess you might call a agony uncle of sorts. People from all the walks of life would write to me in the columns that I had in a well-respected newspaper. Okay, so it wasn't so well-respected newspaper, more of a local giveaway stuffed full of adverts and houses for sale. However, the point remains that I was there for my beloved public. Just after I called the new editor, a sporty cheesy knobhead, for moving my column next to the missing pets and boot sale notices, Mrs. Spunky suggested that I give writing a rest and try a new medium. For a moment I was confused how a clairvoyant was going to help me with my collapsing career, until she clarified the situation with the back of her hand. I still have the marks, you know. You handsome virile Dumpfkopf, she scolded me. When one door smashes you in the face, you kick the shit out of the next until either it opens up or it falls off its hinges. She's a very passionate woman, don't you know? Use another medium, a vehicle to carry your precious wisdom forward, she begged. It would be a crime, and you would be a criminal, to deny the world your charm, grace, and knowledge. Okay, again, she didn't exactly say the last bit. I kind of juiced that up. She didn't use the words precious wisdom, it was more like tedious drivel. And she might not have actually begged me, as that is usually my job. But really, they are insignificances of very little significance, I think you will agree, yeah? Her fiery speech and unprovoked domestic violence opened my non-blackened eye to the potential of life beyond a local rag. However, I am not quite prepared to give up on all of the old ways of communication. Not yet, mein salty sea dog, old sailor. I still love and sometimes even crave the smell and sensual feel of a letter written by the hands. It's a dying art, don't you know? I also quite like to peel off any of the stamps that the swinehunds at the post office haven't ruined with the inky stamps. What? Don't judge me. It's ecologically sound and also saves cash at the same time. A double bubble win-win money spinner, yeah? So anyway, if you would like to drop me a line, you would be delighted to hear from you. Just send your lovely little notelet, maybe even with a tiny sprinkle of perfume. Ladies, of course, only, to this address. Okay, yeah? It can be about any issue, any subject, any problems, especially the embarrassing ones. Or maybe just something you would like to get off your breasts. Just try to leave a little bit of the stamp loose on one corner to give Spunky a head start on the picky peeling. Danke. Whilst on the subject of letters, I just so happen to have a couple to tide me over until yours arrive. I managed to secrete them into my pocket just before the local constabulary tasered me out of the new editor's office. For some reason best known to themselves, kneeling on his throat and pressing my thumbs into his eyes breaches the Health and Safety at Work Act or some such nonsense. That's the bloody EU for you. To be fair to the police, they did try the pepper spray first, but once you have tasted the mustard gas, it is really not such a big deal. Anyway, let us have a quick looky at the letters. Oh, this one has no stamp on it. Some tight ass has had it off already. No, I take it all back. Never had one in the first place, nice as this one. I will just use my old-fashioned letter opener. Very delicate. Oh, this is nice. It's from Carol. You know her. I used to sit next to her at the newspaper. She was such a charming young lady. Always with a smiling. Never a bad word for anybody. She used to wear these teeny tiny little square rimless glasses, which always used to slide down to the end of her nose, and she'd be pushed them back up again, and they would slide down again, and she'd push them back up again. I think you have the idea. Dear Professor S. She always had such respect for me. As you won't be needing your chair any longer, can I have it? Okay, it's not such a big problem. Let us have a look at the other one. Oh, hello again. The seat is too high. How do I make it go down? I'd like to make you go down permanently, you grinning four-eyed grey cow. Okay, my friends, let's move on. Nothing to see here. You have my address now, so don't delay. Right next week. Guten Tag, and never forget, ladies and gentlemen, heterosexual or gay, we all need a little spunk in our life every day. Guten Tag.